maniacal Pole Barton PL, who's Wehrmacht on arguably a Wehrmacht favoured map. This is the second game of the semi-final. We did not cast the first. I can confirm that Jesulin won in 20 minutes as Wehrmacht against Brits. No, OKW against Brits, rather, on this very map. And here we find ourselves in game 2. I'm with Dan of Stormless, and howdy doody, Stormless.
Hi everyone, and welcome to an epic Game 2 match of the semi-finals here. Some favourite players of ours, and a grudge match, of course. It's actually nearly a matchup. I'm surprised to see Barton playing Austere here, despite the fact, it is a good map for the Austere. We all know what Jesulin's capable of. We saw Barton in week 1 beat Jesulin with the OKW because obviously he had access to the Puma and the Lukes working up to the King Tiger, but now he's either really going to need to go mobile defense and sacrifice the late game, or really wait for some kind of late game Stuka close air support, or something that can deal with the Calliope at range. We assume the Calliope is what's going to be picked here.
Just updated the scores. It is 1-0 to Jesulin in this second game of a best of 3. So if he wins this game, he's through to the final to face the winner of Love Nest versus Talisman, who knocked Nagano out. If Barton wins, it goes to an epic ace game decider, and the VP leader gets first veto and also faction choice.
And just let everyone know, I have updated the score command and the stage command now.
Oh, nice. Our Moobot technician, Dan, level 3 in Moobot technology.
An MVQ.
An MVQ. Nice. What a transferable skill. Here we go. We've got Rifleman already pushing in the southeast, taking away this territory point. More than likely going to rush and capture that munitions. It's been a slow start to Barton, thanks to his sniper. Already on 2 kills. Now Barton's a very good sniper player. Dan, do you know what he's famous for from Coming Heroes 1? Do you know the story?
I don't actually know.
Well, there's a player called Inverse who had a YouTube series.
I know him very well.
And yeah, somebody made a montage of Inverse like doing a 5 sniper strategy. They cut snippets of his voice and made it so he was like suggesting to new players to build 5 snipers. Barton actually made it a thing in the game. And he actually did it, and he actually got Inverse in auto match, and he actually beat a load of players by just building 5 snipers. So, of all the sniper players in the world, Barton's one of the best. Here you go, 2 rifles pushing up against Grenadiers. It's going to have to be a hasty retreat, and that is actually going to mean that this cutoff is going to be taken. There is no MG on the field. It is just a 3 Grenadiers soon to be built, and the sniper.
Yeah, well, the sniper's perfectly capable without the MG, I would say. Mobile infantry is going to be very, very good at helping him deal with the M20, because obviously the M20 is quite good at taking out the support weapons in the early game. I mean, the sniper, again, the job of the sniper right now, he's got a little bit of time before the lieutenant is teched. Again, we assume, here we go, the lieutenant is actually teched now, so M20 will be coming out pretty soon, I assume. He's got a limited window where he can really, really grow, the kills on the sniper. He's 5 kills in just under 4 minutes already, so doing really, really good, keeping on top of the kill count for the moment.
Jesulin is a strong adherer to the well, Jesulin helped bloody popularise the bloody build. Rifle, Lieutenant M20. It's all about how quick he can get it as well, and it's going to be a very quick one indeed, coming out before the 5-minute mark.
Yeah, I mean, we spoke earlier about the M20. I remember you saying the M20 was a good time coming in at 10 minutes. This is the time that it should be coming out, really. All you need to do is take that 1 fuel point as well. It's, if you know someone's playing tier 1 strategy, the lieutenant, someone like Jesulin, you could even go as far as just really trying to dominate the strategic point at the start of the game. I think in a way that's what he's trying to do here, is push up through the center, because if he can deny that, then it obviously halts teching for Jesulin quite severely. But Jesulin did well. He knew exactly what he wanted to get this lieutenant out in good time, so it has come out well for him.
Grenadiers getting a dominant position for Barton. It's allowing him to scout, allowing him to feel out his opponent. But here comes the M20.
M20 is probably going to give chase to that sniper at some point. I'm not sure if he's going to go for a Faust there. He does.
There you go. That's delaying any counter-sniping activities for the time being. It have to be a big flank to get rid of that thing. It's already on 8 kills and counting, only 5 minutes into the game.
And instantly, as soon as that Faust went off, the Oster sniper came into range of the lieutenant. Is going to be started taking those extra couple of shots now. I mean, again, sniper play really, really good here. He's got the advantage as well with the sniper over Jesulin. As long as he can keep it defended very, very well, then the M20 won't have a real chance of getting rid of this unit. So let's check out the kills again. 10 kills in just under 6 minutes. So still looking well ahead.
Here goes the M20, however. It will get within Faust range. Yeah, it does have the munitions. Indeed, Faust again. Oh, Grenadier went down.
May even lose the second squad there if he's not careful.
Just getting within the tree line. The M20 is actually going after the sniper, even with a damaged engine. The rifles find it uncouth. Big flank on the sniper there. Great play by Jesulin.
Yeah, it really was good play. I mean, that rifleman squad, he'd actually been keeping by the munitions for a long time. And I was actually looking at this a minute ago and thinking, why isn't Jesulin moving this squad? And it kind of occurred to me to be orchestrating some kind of flank like that. But great retaliation with the scout car that just came in there to push off that rifleman squad. And Jesulin's responded to it straight away with the purchase of the AA half-track. And that is a very, very strong counter to a scout car build. And also just any, you know, strong tier 1 build. There's nothing that's come out other than the scout car from tier 2 yet. Really needs to look at getting AT gun out as soon as possible. Can I just point out another really interesting thing Jesulin's done? He's hopped out the echelon squad for the vehicle crew. So obviously the vehicle crew has a bazooka that comes with the M20. So that's going to help him to deal with the scout car a little bit more efficiently as well.
Scout car doing great work already, just suppressing units, keeping them back. Maybe not literally, but very much so in terms of map control. The Pioneer's been found in a bad situation, Lieutenant pushing it off the field, and Barton's largely contained right now, largely thanks to the M20 and soon to be, of course, as Dan rightly mentioned, the AA half-track.
My personal thoughts on this half-track is that this could end the game for Barton right now.
It could.
The thing with the AA half-track, and I actually don't understand why Jesulin goes for the M20 as quick as he does, because the thing with the AA half-track is that it can suppress the infantry as well at max range, further than obviously the range that a Shrek can get it. So unless there's the scout car on the field, it becomes an incredibly versatile unit. You know, one thing that Jesulin has done really well here is by bringing out the M20 first, he almost makes Barton feel like he doesn't need an AT gun to deal with the M20. You know, he can stick around with his tier 1 for a little longer. But in fact, bringing out both the AA, the AA after the M20, but you see what's happening now. No AT tech, easy pickings.
Easy pickings indeed. Sorry about the camera error there, but the AA half-track is going to be utterly dominant now. It's going to push units away. It eviscerates light armor.
AT gun is being tech now, but of course it is very, very late. We could see the AA half-track go straight into the base here, but I don't think Jesulin's gonna go for it. He doesn't need to go for it. He's in such a strong position right now. There's no need to make those kind of plays because they are risky, and you just don't want to put yourself at that kind of risk. Double munitions. You know, if tactical support is tech now, he's gonna have M19s. You know, on all squads. 9 minutes into the game, I don't think this is going to end well for Barton, judging by right now.
Just had a momentary shock. The brackets are difficult to read, chat, by the way. They actually goes over the page. People are trying to tell me there is no Barton Jesulin game. You just have to scroll for it. So when the 222 just died, I had to bring up brackets to check myself. And of course, I knew I was right, but people just put that little bit of doubt in my mind. And yeah, not the greatest situation. M20 finds the Pioneer in a difficult situation, ducks behind green cover. Probably, yes, for the pack. He was scouting for the pack, and Jesulin scouted that, in fact, himself.
Ambulance just hits the field. In fact, medics for both players, 9 minutes into the game, so fairly reasonable time. I think, obviously, you know, the early game, they're focusing on map control, for which Jesulin has come off very, very far ahead in that respect. There just isn't that much right now that Barton can do, and recon run from the P-47 coming in for Jesulin means he's going to be able to spot the sniper and also get a good idea of what Barton's capabilities are right here. Barton, of course, has been forced into mobile defense doctrine. He's going to want to bring that out as soon as he gets enough manpower for it. That could actually help him get back into the game, to be honest, if he gets the Puma out. Obviously, Jesulin's put a lot of his early game fuel into the tier 1 strategy. So Puma is a direct counter coming out on the field now. should be able to negate some of that and allow Barton to reclaim some territory.
I must say this right now, Barton, especially now he has a Puma on the field, already has an army capable of fighting a battle once again. So I know he took a few early game losses with the Grenadier and the Scout car going down, but look at it. He has 3 Grenadiers, a Sniper pack and a Puma. That is a sizable army, and he can fight this battle, and he can get himself back into this.
Probably one of the key players right now is the Sniper. I really hope he doesn't lose that, because the Sniper is going to be one of those units that really delays the Calliope, and of course tactical support has been chosen now. Sniper's dangerously close to going down. I don't know why he hasn't hit the retreat button there.
Did manage to get out of there as well.
Once again, Jesulin's got a rifleman squad on the right-hand side that doesn't really seem to be too active at the moment. I'm wondering if he's just forgotten about it after cap, or whether in fact he is waiting for some kind of mistake from Barton, maybe walking a unit or a sniper over on that side. But Barton's doing very well to stay in this. Captain's been tagged from Jesulin. Stuart's going to be coming out as well, so Puma still in a dominant spot, really.
So Jesulin's going to have so much light armor. This Puma is going to have to do a hell of a lot of work to counter it. Fortunately for the Puma, it does have 3 Shreks with Faust, and of course the pack. So it can work in unison with other abilities and try and get rid of this light armor. With such great ordnance as the AA half-track, soon to be the Stuart, and the M20, which has done really well for itself, it's going to be a difficult situation.
Congratulations on saying Puma, by the way.
I'm sorry? I have no idea what you're on about.
Oh, God.
No, we did a vote in chat earlier whether I have to say the English pronunciation of Puma or the German Puma, and apparently I have to say Puma from now on until the moment I die. So it's a Puma, unfortunately. It's definitely a Puma.
AT gun finds shots on the M20 in the center there. Very, very nice hit with a little bit of sight from the Grenadiers. The Sniper maybe getting a little bit far ahead of itself, but it will have cover from the AT gun, a little bit of cover from the Puma as well in case of any flanks. So Barton's playing some pretty good offensive strategies here. He's got everything defended. He does leave himself a little bit open on the flank through the mid VP at the moment, but of course his focus right now is making sure that that Sniper is fully utilized, and you know, getting as many kills as possible to... Wow!
And pushed away. Big shot on the Sniper. Big strafe. I've never seen that happen in Coming Heroes 2 quite yet. Big strafe after the recon goes in on the Sniper, kills it, and here comes the Stuart goes down. However, M20 needs to get out of there. AA half-track could not get in position. The Puma's doing great work for itself here.
AT gun didn't quite manage to find the shot there. In fact, had to set up again. What a shame, but great use of the P-47s there. Picked up the Sniper instantly, and it was at such an angle that even the retreat of the Sniper wouldn't have been able to negate that. So
the big story now is, will they manage to get this Pack 40? The Puma is watching over it. You've got the rifles coming in from all angles, and the AA half-track's backing its Beyonce ass into the situation. Here comes the 5-man squad trying to get the Pack 40. 2-2 is being pushed away. Will a rifle nade go in to try and save the situation? Yes, it will. It does not do enough damage, however. 1-man rifle squad being pushed away. Puma's in trying to get the AA half-track. It's going to have to get out of there. Big shot attack ground. Doesn't hit the target. Pack has been crucially decrewed, and Barton is just maintaining this situation, Dan.
I actually think that was really well played by Barton there. Good work with the Puma. They, definitely used that to the best of its abilities. It was unlucky with the Sniper. I wonder, he's actually building another one right now, so I was just about to say, I wonder if he'll replace it. It's a good thing for him to do. He is delayed quite a lot right now. This is going to be one of the things that Barton really has to think about, is how to even this out a little bit. But he's actually capping a lot of the map right now, and also Jesulin has not gone straight for Calliope. In fact, he's replacing the Stuart. So I would almost say, Jesulin might be making some mistake here. He hasn't had that much effective play with these units so far.
Just had another beer coming down. Puma's on the rampage now. It's already got Veterancy 1. It's got so many soft, squishy targets, and another Stuart building. The Puma's going to be largely uncontested down, unless we see a stun round and a few opportune shots in from other weaponry on the Puma.
Well, let's not forget the bazookas that are on the field right now. We do have the vehicle crew from the M20, of course, wielding their bazookas. We've got the captain as well. So, and all of these units are protecting the AA half track, which was on the right-hand side. So it's really, really difficult for the Puma to have any kind of effect against the AA half track when it's defended by this kind of build. So Jesulin is doing a really good job of that. At the same time, now we're seeing the Stuart attacking the left-hand fuel, the M20 coming in as well, not even really caring about the potential threat.
Grenadier in a dire situation down, having to retreat through fire from 2 squads, does indeed go down.
Yeah, I mean the situation's looking grim for Barton. He is spreading himself out a little bit too thin, and Jesulin's taking full advantage of that. And this is something we see quite often as well when Axis players do spread out the...
Here we go. We've got rifles coming in with their anti-tank rifle grenades. Folk trying to get in line of sight of the Puma, all the while the Stuart also trying to help out. Big bazooka shot in. And Barton is pushed back. Second sniper prostrate, looking for a target. No, none to find right now because Jesulin's momentarily soft retreating away from the situation. He's going to make another attempt very shortly.
We are not far off of a Calliope now, by the way, as well. 3/4 of a CP left. Calliope's going to hit the field. All it takes is one strong push like that, with the Calliope rolled up a little bit, and Jesulin can fire on the base territories. He's probably going to wipe 1 or 2 units. It's going to very, very quickly spell the end for Barton.
But you can never say that, honestly, in a tournament level game. He's made so many big comebacks. Oh, the sniper's in jeopardy. Got the recon strike.
Well, we say that, but you know, a map like this, in a position like this, it's got to be really, really difficult for him, and you know, we'll see what happens.
If this was mixed martial arts, Barton would be a brilliant Brazilian jiu-jitsu specialist. He fights on his back. He lets you think you're winning. He ebbs it out to the late game, and then he makes his push. Then he, then he tries his hardest to. He just survives in this middle tier. But it's all about how many victory points he manages to preserve in the meantime.
Barton is definitely a survivor. There's one thing you can definitely say about him. Rifleman squad, by the way, hiding behind this building over here, may get a kill on the sniper if he pops in.
Oh, nice. They go into the building. They jump out of the building. Sniper's found. He does get a shot off. He's going to take a few. Big rifle fight. He jumps behind the well. What's he going to do now? Is he going to go for a hard retreat? He takes another shot. That's ballsy. It was a stunned round. He just needs one more shot. He does retreat instead. 2 rifles firing. Puma trying to cover. Negative cover road momentarily. Sniper escapes with a slither of health.
Well, that was incredibly ballsy to pull something off like that. Calliope's just come on the field now, 17 minutes in, so not too bad.
Beyonce machine pushing away the Grenadiers. Calliope coming into field of view with its lovely blue and yellow camo. It's in the Ardennes assault, I believe. Puma finds the Stuart out of position, but the M1 fires and kills it instantly. Puma down.
That was a joint shot between the Stuart and the M1, by the way. Both fired at the same time. It's yeah, really unfortunate. Bringing out the AT gun there. I don't think Barton was expecting that at all. This game's gonna be so difficult for Barton to replace anything now. One push back into the base. Calliope is gonna have really good range. In fact, Calliope is currently firing on the AT gun. Wipes it instantly. I'll be surprised how long Barton stays in this game right now.
That's what he's full of, those surprises. I mean, he's 18 minutes in. He's lost half of his victory points and more, counting. He does have a Panzer IV command tank, 2 Grenadiers and a sniper. It's very difficult to make those units work when you've got a Calliope raining death from above.
Yeah, this to me is too difficult for him to come back from right now. I rarely call a point where I think a comeback isn't viable, but he doesn't have a commander that beats this. He's barely got the resources that beats this. I just don't see it, sorry.
It's difficult. But I keep saying it, but we were saying similar things when Jesulin was in a final with him last. And Barton ended up getting the €100 in that situation.
I could kind of understand maybe, again, but you know, the only reason that Barton beat the USF Calliope strat from Jesulin was because he was playing OKW. You know, he made this mistake in the first game when he played Wehrmacht against Jesulin's tactical support, and you know, what did he do in game 3? He played OKW. That was really, you know, what gave him the tools to win. I just don't see it happening here.
Momentarily, we've got Jesulin currently repairing his vehicles and healing his infantry, getting into position for a big push, and he has a lot more material than Barton. He has 78 pop cap, 184 income. Barton has significantly more, less and more, relatively. Calliope is ready for its next barrage. Will he come in close and personal or stay far and distant? I think Dan knows the answer to that question. Stuart getting ready for a big shot. Hits the wall instead.
Well, it's ready, but I think it's going to wait for an apt moment. As I say, I would really like to see a forced retreat back to base of everything. Maybe even use the P-47 anti-infantry strafing run as well. But again, you know, a fairly safe shot there on the machine gun. I don't really even think that was needed. It wasn't that effective either. One model wiped, 2 models wiped. So
in Jesulin's favour, crossing in the woods has such a short map in terms of height. Oh god, this is really difficult. It's a narrow map. Basically, the base sectors are quite close together. It's very wide. It's wide west to east. It's quite narrow north to south. That's a good way of saying it. So a Calliope can doesn't have to actually venture far out of his base to get a nice spread on the middle area. Remember coming here as one? There was, I keep going on about Go4. Sorry, I'll stop it now. My bad. Sniper is now paid for itself on 13 kills. I was going to say Bow Lowlands, by the way, for anybody in chat. That was a very narrow map for 1v1, and it resulted in a lot of indirect fire tennis matches over the middle ground.
Yeah, I just don't know. Let's talk about what we know about Barton. We're seeing it here. 2 AT guns grouped together.
Yes.
It's a trait of everything that he does, and he always does. You know, the snipers hanging around the same area. It's a huge bait target. We've also got the P-47 again as well. It could be used. I mean, there's huge potentials for these support units to go down very, very quickly right now. You know, the Calliope, we're close to seeing another one on the field if he wants it. You know, the Puma should be able to counter this tier 1 build, but of course he hasn't had the infantry prowess to get rid of it so far. So you know, we're still waiting for something big to happen at the moment. My hope is that Barton can use the sniper to keep draining the manpower down, but of course he has to be very, very quick. He really can't afford to miss a shot at all, you know, at any point. So Command Panzer IV is going to be helping as well, but he's, you know, the only way he's going to get back into this right now is if he plays meticulously.
He really has to. One thing he has going in his favour is he did keep his packs out of his opponent's possession. Here comes a P-47 recon run. What's he spotting for? Possibly the Calliope. It is ready for another barrage. Oh, the AA half-track goes down to a big double volley from the anti-tank guns there, the Pak-40s.
Yeah, really, really nice use of the AT guns there. You can see the Calliope is starting to move in now, possibly with the intention of firing in that location where the AT guns fired. If he does, of course, he's going to miss. Barton's a little bit smarter than that. In fact, it looks like he's firing
on the
a little bit ahead of it. Wow, Pak's moved position. Jesulin completely predicted that.
P-47 recon strafe. He destroyed one pack, nearly decruised and decruised the other. Little tiny. It's got most of its weapon health, so it will remain a fixture of the map.
I'm so impressed he predicted that, because even with the recon run up, it looked like Barton was going to move them way.
What's the M20 doing? It's going for the sniper and it got it on retreat!
Wow.
Oh, that's a big pickup for Jesulin in 2 areas there. He kills one pack, decrees both, destroys the veterancy, and then gets the sniper on retreat. There he is, in fact.
I think Barton made a little bit of a mistake there. These AT guns were moving out of the position. He saw the recon run was up. You know, he saw, you know, the Calliope is probably going to fire now. He started to move them, but Jesulin, you know, even came in and fired before he'd finished moving. So the prediction from Jesulin there with the recon was absolutely brilliant. Of course, he had a little bit of intel going from already, but really, really good. I'm surprised Barton didn't spread those out a little bit more than he had done already. By the way, Puma is right in the back lines at the moment.
Good call, Dan. There was an M180 gun waiting for it, so it couldn't stay there for too long. And of course, the anti-tank rifle grenades as well, should he venture even further in. But yeah, I mean, people are calling out right now in chat that it's a Calliope, it's a click, and you know, ability, but Jesulin was using it with a P47 recon run. He was waiting for the right moment. He actually anticipated where the packs moved to. All the while, he was microing an M20 to go down this road here and kill the sniper on retreat. So don't take it away from Jesulin. He's one of the best players Coming Hero 2 has ever seen.
He uses... I was going to say he uses it well. I don't know if I entirely agree with that because of the range usage.
Yep.
But you know, his shots are usually dead on. He's always firing in the right place. The predictions are good. You know, units always go down when he fires, even if it's not the most appropriate target.
That's full command tank having to do it's very important work of pushing units away from these VPs because Barton currently has 93, and this could see him crashing out of the tournament. And first place is the cash place. Every other place is for points to go to the big monthly tournament. Sniper, third built sniper now. Very important sniper. It's got to try and get Barton back into this game. It's got to get firing. But there's a Calliope on the field. There's a Stewart. And Jesulin seemingly doesn't have to do too much to win this right now.
It's not a pretty big investment there with the sniper, to be honest. And it has been pretty good. You know, evening out the manpower game against Jesulin. I don't know if it's really gaining that kind of effect anymore. Jesulin was floating manpower for a while.
You often find in top level Come Heroes play with Wehrmacht, they just rebuild their sniper if they lose it, because if they can make it work and pay for itself and bleed manpower, you can never turn down that opportunity. Most of the time anyway, but this was arguably, I think, a decision where he might not have needed to do that.
75 points left for Barton. Not really many options to him at the moment. No significant tacking other than battle phase 1. Can't really continue to keep spamming the Puma, although he is making a pretty impressive fight for the central VP right
rifle
now.
lead goes in, wipes a squad just north of the victory point.
Calliope's ready to fire. I wonder if Jesulin's going to turn it.
Sniper is currently shown. Oh god, he's got a P47 strafing run rather on the sniper and the grenadier. They do get out of there just about. Barton is getting hyper aggressive, and this is what Barton does. He waits to the last possible moment and makes a big push. Will it be on this condensed units here? Yes, it will. Cuts a silhouette around the first two squads. What will the second salvo do? Not much seeming. Oh, one rocket was all needed to wipe that entire squad. They were in green cover. Was it?
Yeah, the Calliope's forced them to progress forward into the VP. Stewart took one shot and wiped the squad on low health. So
Calliope did the health damage and Stewart finished them off.
Definitely that.
The Panzer full command tank pushes away one captain. He's got so many other squads to contend with right now. It's not going to be enough. The sniper's trying its hardest to try and make up the difference. 5 kills and counting. Bet 3 grenadiers with the LMG. It's all about the central victory point right now, and you've got the Stewart watching over it. You've got 2 Ostrupen coming in, so nice choice from Barton there. Utilising mobile defence is one of its key features in getting Wehrmacht back into a game. So he's going to cap the central victory point. And can Barton make this work? We've seen him make it work on a lot less in the past.
Yeah, he's very good at these last-minute comebacks, but you know, I still don't see it happening. I have to say, sorry. I want to believe it, but we'll see. I'm open to being surprised. Of course, there's a lot of capping power on the field for Barton right now, and he's actually doing a pretty damn good job of that right now. Again, are we going to see this mistake from Jesulin? There's no tier 4, no major tech right now. You know, Sherman would be a godsend here.
Fortunately for him in this situation, he's not against OKW like he was 2 weeks ago. Because against OKW, you've got such late game prowess as the King Tiger, etc. Against this Wehrmacht...
Stewart's in a bit of trouble, by the way, with the Puma coming in.
Yeah, good point. The Puma is on the prowl. Ostrupen trying to get the Faust, and if they could do, they would condemn the Stewart to death. 3 more shots necessary from the Puma. 2 more. Not going to be able to do it thanks to the captain and the M20 crew pushing in. Ostrupen possibly dying.
Calliope's hitting the middle, forces a retreat from the MG.
In fact, wipes the MG seemingly. Oh, so many bodies strewn across the centre. This is a really difficult situation for Barton.
I think Jesulin may have just made a mistake here. He's gone for another Calliope.
Well,
I don't know if that was the best idea, if I'm honest.
Well, there's no Tiger late game. Barton doesn't have tier 4 up, so he's not going to be against targets like he was 2 weeks ago, you know, so maybe it's different this time, that's all I'm going to say.
Well, we know in that last time that he played Barton, and this is exactly what we don't want to see happen again, is this rigidity of playstyle. You know, we want to see him deviate from his strategy if need be. So, you know, I don't really know if this calls for it yet. 2 Calliope is a very, very powerful thing. In fact, the second one is firing now, so we're going to see where that goes, but it's got some very good targets waiting for it.
Oh, wipes the Pioneer. There are no more Pioneers on the field now, so every bit of vehicle damage is going to have to stay, unfortunately, for Barton. He's got a lot of fuel.
Still keeping on top of the VPs, though. Really impressed that Barton's doing this right now.
He has to. He's got no choice about it. Here we go, Ostrupen, 4-man Ostrupen pushing east to take that victory point. So you might be right, Dan. If Barton can assemble a medium armor-based army with his Pack 40 and support and keep using the Ostrupen to cap victory points, he could make a big comeback here. And what a game it'd be if he managed to do that. I think the situation here is a hell of a lot more desperate than it ever was against Jesulin 2 weeks ago. Would you agree?
Yeah, I think it was the game 2 weeks ago. The comeback started with a few more VPs on him in this. You know, so it was less impressive than this would be. But you know, it was a huge feat to get over all of the stuff that Jesulin had, and I hope that Jesulin learned his lesson from that.
Sniper in dire trouble. Already up to veteran C2. Has got, by the way, just enough kills to pay for itself, so it's no longer a bad decision to build it. The M1 AT gun does have veteran C2, so it's getting increasingly potent. It doesn't start off very good, but it does finish quite good if it can get to Vet 3. Sniper cap.
This is the big one. We want to see this climb to Veteran C3 because we saw what this could do before. Veteran C3 unleashes higher penetration rounds. Vet 2, you get an increased sight range, of course, with you know, increased rate of fire. A huge player in AT roles. I would actually class it as one of the better AT guns in the game on Vet 3. But
when it gets there.
When it gets there, and you know,
so Barton was just capping the victory point with his sniper, by the way. That's the kind of stuff he does in the late game. It's so. Do you know, by the way, we missed it in the Jesulin game. No, sorry, the Love Nest game from 2 weeks ago. Do you remember? He was against an ISU 152. Barton was sniping it with his squad as a joke, like just to tease the German. It was an interesting thing. Obviously, it's a very trolley
never
player.
wastes a single opportunity, does he?
No, not one. His dying words would be to troll somebody. Got the Grenadier with the LNG capping the Eastern victory point, so it is still in his favour currently. He hasn't lost a victory point for a long time now. It's been about 10 minutes, I think. Probably less.
He gets assembling position on the Command Panzer IV. Halfway up to Vet 3 now.
Big shot across that little pond there. And another. This time ricochets. Oh, Calliope comes in though, the Panzer IV in a dire situation, and the sniper! Sniper's got to try and do something. It's dancing around, trying to predict where the rockets are landing. Just about works out the pattern there. Barton under a lot of stress. He doesn't lose a single model. And that's why people revile Barton for his trolling activities, but he is a cracking player to watch. You know, he just is. You can't, there's nothing you can do about it. Captain's getting rid of the bunker. You've also got the M20 squad to help out. So that's the western victory point that'll soon be capped. But there is an S-mine waiting for them when they get there.
Be careful with that Command Panzer IV.
Yes. Oh, big, blobbing retreat across the S-mines. Nearly 2 squads wiped there.
Yeah, that's a really good S-mine there. I don't know if he was predicting that really, but S-mines there, they came around to get the MG bunker and just forced a retreat through that chaotic minefield. I don't really know if Barton, Jesulin knows what to do right now.
Well, he's got to cap victory points down. He's got 49 to cap. He is actually suffering quite a little bit in terms of overall army value. You'll notice Barton's currently on 73 pop cap, 190 income.
let's just think about this, right? He's got the Calliopes to force off the sniper and the MG in positions like that, yeah? He's got the infantry to cap, and they've got long-range advantage, so they're still going to be performing really well against Grenadiers. You know, why don't we have something like a Jackson hit the field rather than just this lone AT gun? Because that's the problem with
it. Is. You're bang on. Absolutely bang on. Ostrupen actually just went forwards, Dan, under heavy Calliope barrage to continue capping this victory point. And the rifles aren't going to get there in time, seemingly. He's going to be able to cap this central victory point. It's going to be close. They got there thanks to the sniper sniping the forwardmost model on the captain, Dan. It was that close. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous there. So the forwardmost model would have got within the capping circle, but the sniper killed him. Here comes the Calliope barrage, though. It's on the sniper. Misses.
Oh, and doesn't quite miss. Got one hit, low health.
Oh, second barrage hits. Sniper will retreat to safety. Another bunker is building and teching on the western point. Oh, the Panzer IV just ate a big shot from the M1. Elsewhere, you've got the MG42 capping the eastern victory point. So you've got Barton maintaining his grip, his death grip, seemingly, on the victory point game.
I don't understand why the AT gun isn't using the tungsten rounds. You know, you really want to be flicking on the tungsten rounds when you're, you know, firing like that. I don't understand why it doesn't use that, because the AT gun currently is just bouncing. It gives you more chance to penetrate the armor, obviously, and he had 2 hits that you could have got penetration on. It's strange not to see that ability used on the AT gun. You know, when it gets to Vet 3, it's going to be a lot more potent.
Oh, big rifle grenade nearly wipes the squad there. You've got a big engagement here. Elsewhere, you've got the Stuart against the Puma. Will incendiary rounds be popped? Is it within range? It's a vital question here. If the Stuart retreats... Oh, God, another stun round on the Puma. Difficult situation. Out of control. You will see incendiary rounds popped surely now by Barton. It's gone within the line of circle. Will he pop it? He hasn't done. No, he's lost his Puma. He's built another one onto the field, though. We've got rifles coming into the centre. We've got the captain also, but importantly, he does have this eastern victory point. And that's what the name of the game right now is for Barton. He can afford to lose a Puma. Or a Puma, rather.
The Puma died in the most horrific way. It was really unfortunate. I mean, both vehicles managed to get stun on each other, and the Puma actually regained, you know, out of the stun a lot quicker than the Stuart. But what happened was, as soon as the Stuart popped out with one shot, got the gun crit. Shame about that one.
What you'll notice, Dan, is what he could have done with the MG42 is put it facing south and it popped incendiary. It would have killed the Stuart in no time. And that's just unfortunate that Barton didn't realise that for him. Big Calliope barrage goes in, this time on the bunker and the pack in the west. Just nearly kill it with one barrage. Jesus Christ. But it does matter. I know it's 200 manpower and 60 munitions for Barton, and he doesn't really need to be using that, but he does because he needs... Oh God, another stun round goes on this new Puma. It's having to reverse. It's lost its main gun. Faust has gone in, but there's nothing backing up there, and that's just Barton's skeleton army. Elsewhere, you've got LMG Grenadiers neutralising the central victory point. All importantly, he's remained on 43 for so long.
Yeah, he's done so well to stop the VP drain right now, and he's actually been triple capping Jesulin for some parts of the game. But you know, it's only going to take a small thing for Jesulin to get back into this. He's just got to not rush, but I do think this lack of tier 4 tech is going to stab him in the foot, and it's just a repeat of week 1, you know? Really needs to not let that happen again.
Yeah, he's got more than enough fuel, of course he has. He's probably going to end up on 800 at this rate if Barton keeps stalling this game, regardless of what he... And it's mad to think that a top-tier player ends up on... He ended up on 1,000 fuel in the Barton game from 2 weeks ago. God, this is like deja vu, isn't it, almost?
It is, yeah. Same story, different map, but...
Different, and slightly different Axis faction, of course.
There's 250 VPs left, you know, there's at least another 20 minutes of this game, maybe even more, you know, available at the moment for Jesulin to not screw up with. It's just confusing me what he's doing, really, with this.
Double Calliope barrage, one on the sniper, one on the MG. Vet 3, MG goes down. Will the Vet 3 sniper survive? It will do, and this is what the name of the game is for Barton, surviving.
Enemy forces are securing our
Elsewhere we got
Snipers.
Stewart
So
hunting
hard.
down the Vet 3 Grenadiers in the east. He's got to try and keep this central victory point because he's got the west for now. He pushes the Grenadiers into the capping circle. Elsewhere the Panzer Command Tank is under M1 fire. Now Vet 3 M1, increased rate of fire. Oh, big shot in from the sniper, wipes the captain on retreat after the LMG Grenadiers did the work. But here comes the P-47 strafing run, point and click attack. The sniper was actually uncovered there for a moment, Dan. That could have been dangerous.
Yeah, I mean, again, there isn't really much at the moment that I can say that hasn't been said already. Just kind of watching how this pans out. I hugely disagree with what Jesulin is doing on a build order here right now, with all the fuel that he has in his power. I just don't get it. It seems like a throw to me.
The enemy is taking our territory.
Seems, by the way, that unfortunately Dan's audio quality will decrease. Skype is strangling the call, seemingly. You've gone like a pixel man in my corner, I can see. Here we go, Ostrupen pushing into the centre, trying their hardest to stay in. I mean, every life there is expendable for Barton right now. I mean, you can count on Ostrupen to die, to maintain the victory point game for you, seemingly. Pack 40 opens up against one Stewart. Ostrupen die for the cause. Oh god, the Calliope's getting really close into the centre. Big last barrage on this MG. No, it hits the Pack 40 instead, and the advancing Grenadiers and Sniper. Very dangerous for every player concerned here. Look, Jesulin, I can guarantee you, would be humiliated if he lost this, because it would be in exact fashion he lost that last final. Another barrage comes in, it actually glances past everything, and this MG is surviving. It's like a cockroach.
Yeah, that's really impressive, and good decision from Barton not to retreat there, because he would have lost the Grenadiers. Triple vet sniper as well, 28 kills, so fast catching up on its kills per minute. He's using that sniper to great effect. I'm really surprised it survived all the Calliope strikes that it has. You know, it really has been crazy, the dodges on that. I'd just like to point out, by the way, there's a Puma wreck on the right-hand side that does actually have the correct amount of wheels that have fallen off.
Oh,
So I
like...
have no idea where the other one came on in the other game.
Yes, remember that? We had a Puma that lost all of its wheels and still had its wheels on.
It had the two front wheels still attached, because that's what happens when they die. They always have the two front ones attached, but it had 7 drop wheels.
Oh, Pack 40's in a dire situation. The Stewart is rerouting it. Each model on that pack has a small amount of health. Splash damage from behind. Overshot. 2 Fausts go in. Will the pack be able to recrew? It doesn't matter because the Ostrupen is so close. The squad to your east is going to go for the cap on that Pack 40. But here comes the other Stewart. Vet 3 Stewart. 5-man. Ostrupen think better of it. Possibly want to cap that. I'm not sure. Elsewhere, you've got the Panzer IV command tank fighting frantically to keep the central victory point. Snipers firing as well. Another Stewart, that's 3 Stewarts in total. 1 Stewart goes down thanks to Faust fire.
Nice play. 80 gun in the center, providing tungsten rounds to go on the Panzer IV there. Very, very good. Finally getting that large penetration benefit off as well. He has got the sight increase on too, which means he can actually nearly target the Panzer IV from where he's sitting right now. So a little bit of sight from the Stewart, he can start to really, really effectively push back into Barton's base.
Another Calliope on the third built bunker in the centre. Obviously, when you're close to hot cap at times, bunkers are helpful, but in this case, Barton has been spending manpower on them that he could use elsewhere, and he has lost 3 of them now in total. Second Calliope firing, this time on the MG. And you'll notice Barton has now slipped below 30 victory points and dropping.
I think Jesulin may have finally managed to break the lines at this point. Still not over by any means, but you know, Barton, heavy infantry only army right now, aside from the Command Panzer IV, which has just got veteran C3, so very, very potent there. But it's still not going to be enough, I don't think.
You may be very right there. You got the nice shot in, by the way, the sniper. This sniper's got 33 kills down. Would you have thought that when he built his 3rd sniper? Does that to you show you just how powerful these top level players are with snipers?
I would honestly say that part of the snipers come down to luck, because it has dodged an insane amount of Calliope shots throughout the course of this game.
Did it dodge them of its own? Oh god, there's a big shot in from the Jew. Did it dodge them because of the AI or because of Barton being very clever with it and ballsy?
Do you know what? It was directly in the center of Calliope fire a couple of times and still managed to get away. So he did very well to move it in the right direction. He hasn't
Barton
played it.
is struggling here, Dan. He just kept a one-man Grenadier against Stuart 5 for ages. He just about managed to retreat it. He's got a one-man Ostrooper in here, just about keeping in the central capping circle. Big pack shot and Panzer IV command tank goes in, kills the Stuart. You've got a Vet 3 LMG Grenadier cabin. Here comes the Puma. That was a Puma, by the way. You've got the Ostrooper rushing. They want to try and get within that capping circle, stop the cap. He's got the eastern victory point. He's got the western. Barton is remaining in this. He's surviving again.
It's crazy, really, that he's still in this game. It's a massive credit to him, at least. But his army is slowly getting, weakened down by Barton here.
Sorry, Dan, can you disable your video camera to make your voice better? We can't hear you at the moment. Puma in a big engagement against a Vet 3 Stuart. It does not get the killing blow in, thanks to the other, and that is about the 4th built Stuart that Jesulin has built. Yeah, you sound like a Dalek, mate.
Taking our territory.
Speak.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, much better quality. Skype was strangling the call, so everything went down, your audio and your video, but now it's better. Grenadier pushing into the central capping circle, but Barton doesn't have the tools to get rid of both squads now, and the bleed is on again. He's down to 16 victory points. Stuart's doing work in the east, as Stuart's do, so Jesulin has plugged the gap of major build with Stuart spam. Big shot in from the Panzer IV command tank. Look at the kills on that thing, 30. The sniper somehow survived, the 3rd built sniper, by the way, 39 kills. What do you see, Dan?
Sorry, I was making sure that trying to fix some things on mine to see if it could help your audio.
Oh, your audio's fantastic, mate. It was the video.
It's okay now, is it?
Yeah, it's
okay.
perfect. It's
No worries.
Skype strangle calls after a while, and we have had a 7-hour conversation. Here comes the big Calliope barrage on the sniper. Barton soft retreats, a sniper again, Dan. Now this time it was actually on the repairing Panzer IV. My bad. Doesn't
Maybe
kill it.
Kill it.
Just about. Look at that. He used Blitzkrieg on the Panzer IV command tank, but to be honest, I think that was the last ditch. Oh, he's capping the central victory point with the Vet 3 sniper. The Stuart's coming to claim it. Scalp here.
Yeah, I mean, this really is crazy, and still he's not retreating it. Even at that point, it's got to go down here. You would have thought.
Will it? The sniper that lived died. And look at the one-man Ostrooper fausting the Stuart. 47 minutes. This game should have been over in 30, but Barton made it last this long, and he could have got the win. He could have, if things had gone right for him. I know he was really clutching at straws, but if they had, he could have won this down.
Yeah, his comeback, as usual, is always absolutely incredible and a pleasure to watch. But yeah, even a loss right now, he played insanely well in this game, so fair play to him.
Oh, the Grenadier goes down as well. Vet 3 on that Stuart. That's 33 kills, Stuart. 4 vehicle kills down. Jesus Christ. Panzer IV command tank and Puma pushing in against this Stuart. I mean, he's got 13 victory points now, but he's got no infantry. So it doesn't matter. Everything here is purely academical now. 10 points remaining and dropping.
These Stuarts are just keeping Barton occupied now. There's no way he can really get back on the cap here. There's really no chance of him getting those 2 VPs now. He wouldn't even have time to get over them. It is going to be GG Jesulin who wins the final game in this. Well, it's the second game, obviously, but that will clinch it with a 2-game win. So congratulations, Jesulin. He is going to be our first finalist this week.
Big GG, well played to Jesulin there. He made this build work, and he made it work in this situation. Look at that. Sorry, Dan. On my screen, it ended just as the Calliope was firing, so I've got the full range of projectiles, and that's why Company Hero 2 is such a beautiful game. I mean, it took me from 2012 to 2016 to get a PC capable of playing it at Ultra, and it's so glorious now. I mean, I was playing it on medium setting, and at medium, you don't actually get to see the full projectile. It's like a little like diagonal thing, diamond thing. That's wonderful. I might print screen that actually.
What do you want to do about the camera audio situation?
Oh, cancel this call. Restart Skype at both ends and then recall, and it should be fine.
Okay, I'll do that for you now.
Okay, me too. Just doing that, guys. I'm just gonna do some stuff here. Quit. Oh, was I on the wrong overlay there? No, I was on the right overlay. Good. So let me get this up. I want to get the perfect angle on this thing. Alright, so what you do now is you get rid of taskbar. Get rid of that as well.